Imagine this. You've just spent tens of thousands of dollars on what you thought was the perfect SUV. The commercials promised comfort, power, and dependability. The dealership swore you were getting a great deal. And for the first few months, everything feels fine, even exciting. But then reality sets in. Suddenly, your dream SUV starts eating through fuel like there's no tomorrow. Strange warning lights flicker across the dashboard. The ride feels rougher, noisier, less refined than you remembered. And before you know it, the repair bills start piling up. $600 here, $1,200 there. And that once proud purchase turns into a giant regret parked in your driveway. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. In fact, studies show that nearly 75% of SUV buyers end up regretting their purchase within just 2 years. That means 3 out of 4 people driving an SUV right now secretly wish they had chosen differently. That's thousands of dollars wasted, countless hours lost at repair shops, and a decision that haunts them every time they get behind the wheel. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. Because while many SUVs are overhyped and underbuilt, there are still a select few models that defy the odds. Vehicles engineered to last well past 200,000 miles. SUVs that sip fuel instead of guzzling it. And most importantly, SUVs that won't punish your wallet with endless repair bills. Consumer Reports recently put over 70 SUVs through rigorous testing, looking not just at performance out of the showroom, but at the numbers that really matter over time: reliability, owner satisfaction, fuel economy, and long-term value. Out of that massive group, only a handful of SUVs rose to the top with near-perfect scores. These are the ones you can buy with confidence, the ones that make ownership simple, affordable, and even enjoyable for years to come. And here's a shocking fact that blew even the experts away. One of these SUVs is so well-engineered, it costs less than $50 a year to maintain. That's not a typo. Less than the price of a single oil change for most vehicles. Think about what that means. While most SUV owners are bleeding money just to keep their vehicles alive, the owner of this SUV is saving hundreds, even thousands, every single year. Now, let's be real. The auto industry loves to blind buyers with shiny tech features, flashy trims, and promises of luxury or performance. But what they don't tell you is that behind all that flash, many of these SUVs are designed with short lifespans and expensive maintenance in mind. That's where the 9 SUVs on this list stand apart. They don't just look good in the showroom. They keep delivering year after year, long after the hype fades. And here's why this matters. A car isn't just another purchase. It's an investment in your daily life. It's the thing you trust to get your kids to school safely, to take you on family road trips, to bring you to work every single morning. It's not just transportation. It's freedom, security, and peace of mind. When you choose wrong, you pay for it in stress and in cash. But when you choose right, you unlock years of worry-free driving, savings that stack up over time, and the confidence that your SUV will never let you down. So today, we're cutting through the noise. We're not talking about flashy gimmicks or trend-of-the-year models that will be forgotten in 5 years. We're talking about the 9 most reliable SUVs of 2025, vehicles that scored among the very best in Consumer Reports' latest testing, SUVs that have proven themselves in the real world, and SUVs that you will never, ever regret buying. Whether you're shopping for your very first SUV, upgrading your family hauler, or just curious if the vehicle sitting in your driveway made the cut, this video could literally save you thousands in the years ahead. Because when it comes to SUVs, regret is expensive, but reliability is priceless. So buckle up, because what you're about to see isn't just a list. It's the roadmap to the smartest SUV purchases you can make right now. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which models are worth your money and which ones you should run from, fast. Subaru Forester, the compact SUV that refuses to quit. Let's kick off this list with a model that's been quietly proving itself year after year, and yet still manages to surprise even the toughest critics, the Subaru Forester. Now, here's the thing. Most people shopping for compact SUVs expect a trade-off. You either get all-wheel drive and capability, but sacrifice fuel economy, or you get great mileage, but you're stuck with a front-wheel drive vehicle that can't handle anything more serious than a grocery run. The Forester flips that entire expectation on its head. From the very first test, The Forester blew past expectations, scoring an 86 out of 100 on Consumer Reports Reliability Index. That puts it in a category most SUVs never touch: elite reliability. And here's why that matters. An SUV in this range isn't just good for the short term. It's a vehicle you can confidently expect to last 200,000 miles or more with nothing more than basic upkeep. That's the difference between buying a car you use and buying a car that becomes part of your lifestyle for a decade or more. But let's talk about what really sets the Forester apart. All-wheel drive, standard, not optional, not a costly upgrade buried in some $5,000 package. Every single Forester that rolls off the line comes equipped with Subaru's symmetrical AWD system. And this isn't just marketing fluff. This is the same system that's been tested in blizzards, muddy backroads, and mountain passes. It's designed to give you grip when you need it most, without wasting fuel when you don't. And speaking of fuel, here's the shocker. Despite being AWD, the Forester still delivers an impressive 26 miles per gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. Those are sedan-level numbers, but in a package that can haul your family, your luggage, and still plow through a snowstorm. Now, here's something most SUV buyers overlook: safety tech. Car companies love to make features like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, or automatic emergency braking optional, hiding them behind premium trims that push the price way past your budget. Subaru doesn't play that game. With the Forester, you get Subaru's EyeSight safety system as standard. That means even if you buy the base model, you're getting a vehicle that actively monitors traffic, warns you of dangers, and even applies the brakes if you're distracted. It's like having a co-pilot looking out for you every mile. But the story doesn't end there. Owners consistently rave about the confidence the Forester inspires. Whether it's families who no longer worry about winter commutes, outdoor adventurers who finally have an affordable way to reach trailheads, or just everyday drivers who want peace of mind in the rain, the Forester delivers. And unlike so many SUVs that are over-engineered with flashy tech that fails after a year, the Subaru keeps things refreshingly simple. The controls are intuitive, the cabin is functional without feeling cheap, and the ride comfort hits that sweet spot. Firm enough to handle corners, soft enough for long road trips. And here's another big one: resale value. SUVs depreciate fast, but Subarus, especially the Forester, hold their ground. Even used models with 6 figures on the odometer are fetching impressive prices, simply because people know they last. That means you're not just buying a car, you're investing in one that keeps more of its value, even years down the road. Let's be real. The Forester may not have the flashiest badge or the fanciest luxury interior. But ask yourself this: do you want a car that looks good in Instagram photos today, or one that still starts without hesitation 12 winters from now? For countless families, students, retirees, and adventurers, the answer is clear. The Subaru Forester is one of those rare SUVs that doesn't force you to compromise. It gives you all-weather confidence, outstanding fuel economy, built-in safety, long-term reliability, and resale value, all in a package that's still affordable. That's why it's not just a smart choice. It's one of the safest bets in the entire SUV market. Honda Passport, the no-nonsense SUV that outlasts the competition. If the Subaru Forester is the dependable all-weather warrior, then the Honda Passport is the rugged big brother who refuses to quit. This SUV has a reputation that quietly outshines the hype of trendier models, and once you look closer, you'll see why Consumer Reports gave it such high marks for both reliability and owner satisfaction. Now, here's the thing about the Passport: it often flies under the radar. Everyone talks about the Honda CR-V. Everyone notices the big Honda Pilot, but the Passport? It's like the middle child in Honda's lineup. And yet, that's exactly what makes it special. Because while other midsize SUVs try to be everything at once, overstuffed with gimmicky tech, cramped third rows nobody actually uses, or turbocharged engines that break before 100,000 miles, the Passport strips all that fluff away. What you're left with is a tough, 5-seater SUV built with one mission in mind: lasting the long haul. Let's start under the hood. The Passport runs on a 3.5-liter V6 engine that pumps out 280 horsepower. This isn't some tiny turbocharged 4-cylinder straining under the weight of a big SUV. This is smooth, confident, naturally aspirated power, the kind of engine that doesn't need babysitting, doesn't demand expensive repairs, and doesn't burn out under stress. Mechanics love it because it's simple. Drivers love it because it just works. And unlike turbocharged rivals that tempt you with quick acceleration but come with repair bills later, the Passport's V6 is built for consistency. You get years of reliable performance without the ticking time bomb of a turbo. And here's the kicker. For a mid-size SUV with this much muscle, the Passport still delivers up to 25 miles per gallon on the highway. That's impressive when you consider the size, weight, and capability you're getting. It proves you don't have to sacrifice efficiency just to enjoy a vehicle that feels powerful and responsive. Step inside, and you'll notice something refreshing. Simplicity. The controls are straightforward, the interior is spacious, and there's no overcomplicated tech waiting to glitch out in your second year of ownership. Everything is designed with usability in mind. Big, clear buttons, logical layouts, durable materials that hold up over time instead of peeling, cracking, or rattling like you'll see in cheaper competitors. And let's talk about space. Unlike three-row SUVs that squeeze in a pair of seats nobody over age 10 wants to sit in, the Passport focuses entirely on comfort for 5 passengers. That means more legroom, more cargo space, and a cabin that actually feels open and roomy. Whether you're loading up for a family road trip or just tossing in gear for a weekend adventure, the Passport handles it with ease. But here's where Honda's real magic shines: longevity. Honda has a long history of building vehicles that push past 200,000 miles with minimal issues, and the Passport is no exception. Owners routinely report driving their Passports for 15 years or more, racking up mileage that would kill most SUVs, yet still enjoying smooth, dependable performance. That's not an accident. It's Honda's engineering philosophy. Fewer gimmicks, smarter design, higher build quality. And it's not just about the mechanics. Consumer Reports backs this up with data. The Passport consistently ranks high in both reliability and owner satisfaction. That last part is important, because reliability tells you the SUV won't break down, but satisfaction tells you that people genuinely love living with it. And with the Passport, the reviews line up. Drivers love its no-nonsense approach. It's comfortable without being flashy, powerful without being wasteful, and dependable without being boring. Resale value is another area where the Passport quietly outperforms. While many midsize SUVs lose half their value within 5 years, Hondas traditionally hold strong. The Passport benefits from that reputation, meaning even if you decide to sell down the road, you'll get more of your money back compared to rivals. That's real long-term savings most buyers overlook. And here's something else worth mentioning: peace of mind. When you own a Passport, you're not constantly worrying about what's going to break next. You're not budgeting for a $2,000 turbo replacement. You're not stressing over fragile electronics. You're simply driving, knowing your SUV will get you where you need to go, day after day, year after year. To sum it up, the Honda Passport isn't flashy. It's not the loudest SUV in the room. But in a market full of over-designed, overhyped vehicles, the Passport is a refreshing reminder that sometimes the smartest buy is the one that simply does everything well. Power, space, comfort, and unmatched longevity. That's the formula. And it's the reason the Passport has quietly become one of the most underrated, yet most dependable mid-size SUVs you can buy today. Lexus RX. Luxury without the headaches. When most people think of luxury SUVs, the first images that come to mind are usually German powerhouses: BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Sleek designs, plush cabins, impressive power. But here's the catch. Once the warranty ends, so do your happy days. Suddenly, you're paying thousands for repairs on fragile electronics, complex turbo systems, and parts that cost as much as a mortgage payment. That's why the Lexus RX has carved out a reputation that no European rival can touch. For over a decade, the RX has been a Consumer Reports favorite, consistently earning some of the highest reliability rankings in the luxury SUV class. Think about that for a second. In a segment where luxury often means prepare your wallet for pain, the RX flips the script. It's proof that you can have refined comfort, premium features, and long-lasting dependability, all in the same package. Let's start with what's under the hood. The standard RX 350 comes with a silky, smooth V6 engine. No fragile turbos, no high-strain 4-cylinders pretending to be big engines. Just a tried-and-true power plant designed to last. It delivers smooth acceleration, minimal vibration, and, most importantly, fewer things that can go wrong. Mechanics love this engine because it's accessible, proven, and durable. Owners love it because it runs like new even after 150,000 miles. But Lexus takes things even further with the RX Hybrid. Imagine a luxury SUV that gets 30+ miles per gallon. That's virtually unheard of in the premium space, where most rivals guzzle fuel like there's no tomorrow. The Hybrid RX not only saves you hundreds of dollars every year at the pump, but it also demonstrates the bulletproof engineering Lexus inherited from Toyota, the brand that practically wrote the book on hybrid reliability with the Prius. Now let's step inside. The RX doesn't just feel like a car, it feels like an experience. From the ultra-quiet cabin that silences outside noise to the premium materials that resist wear even after years of use. This is where Lexus shows its true strength. Everything inside is built not only to impress, but also to endure. Where German rivals often wow you at first, but develop rattles and squeaks a few years in, the RX stays solid, whisper-quiet, and elegant. Here's another thing that sets the RX apart: technology that works. Too often, luxury SUVs stuff in flashy features that sound impressive but end up glitching, lagging, or becoming outdated within 2 years. Lexus keeps it smart. The tech is intuitive, reliable, and easy to use, ensuring you spend more time driving and less time yelling at your infotainment system. But let's be real, luxury isn't just about comfort. It's about confidence. And the RX provides that in spades. Owners report exceptionally low maintenance costs compared to other premium SUVs. You're not facing constant $2,000 to $3,000 repair bills. Instead, the RX maintenance costs are closer to mainstream brands, all while giving you the upscale feel of a true luxury vehicle. And then there's resale value. Most luxury vehicles lose value faster than a new smartphone. The RX is different. Thanks to its reliability and reputation, it holds its value far better than competitors. Years down the line, your RX will still be worth thousands more than an equivalent German rival. That's not just convenience. That's real financial protection. Here's something that can't be measured on paper: peace of mind. When you buy a Lexus RX, you're not bracing yourself for the what-ifs. You're not wondering if your air suspension will fail, if your infotainment system will crash, or if your turbocharger will self-destruct after 60,000 miles. Instead, you're enjoying a vehicle that works seamlessly year after year, mile after mile. That sense of security is priceless, and it's something many luxury SUV buyers sadly don't realize they're missing until it's too late. What makes this even more impressive is how the RX balances prestige with practicality. Drive an RX and you're instantly recognized as someone with refined taste, but without the status symbol headaches that often come with European luxury. It's the rare SUV that appeals to executives, families, retirees, and professionals alike because it does everything well, from school runs to cross-country trips to nights out on the town. And here's the secret sauce. Lexus isn't trying to be flashy. It's not chasing trends or gimmicks. The RX is built on the principle that luxury should enhance your life, not complicate it. That's why owners keep coming back. Once someone experiences the effortless blend of comfort, reliability, and long-term savings, it's hard to go back to anything else. So, if you want a luxury SUV that doesn't punish you with endless repair bills, if you want comfort that lasts, technology that doesn't betray you, and resale value that keeps your wallet happy, then the Lexus RX is hands down one of the smartest choices you can make. In a world where luxury is often just a disguise for future headaches, the RX stands as a reminder that real luxury is peace of mind. And that's something money can't buy, unless, of course, you buy a Lexus RX. Kia Telluride, the SUV that changed everything. Every once in a while, a vehicle comes along that doesn't just compete in its category. It reshapes the entire conversation. That's exactly what happened when Kia launched the Telluride. Now, let's be honest. A decade ago, if someone told you that Kia, once known for budget-friendly, entry-level cars, would build one of the most awarded, most reliable, and most luxurious SUVs in America, you probably would have laughed. Back then, Kia was fighting a reputation problem. People saw it as the cheap alternative, a brand you chose if you couldn't afford something better. But the Telluride? The Telluride is the SUV that erased that stigma overnight. From the moment it hit the market, critics, owners, and even longtime skeptics were stunned. This wasn't just good for Kia. This was good, period. In fact, it didn't just go toe-to-toe with competitors. It started beating German luxury brands at their own game, often at half the price. Let's look at the numbers. The Telluride earned a perfect 5-star reliability rating from Consumer Reports and an 85 out of 100 score from J.D. Power. That puts it at the very top of the reliability pyramid, competing not just with mainstream brands, but with established icons that have been around for decades. And it didn't stop there. Kelley Blue Book named it their Best Buy Award winner, and almost every major auto outlet crowned it as one of the most impressive SUVs in its class. So what makes it so special? For starters, the Telluride's design. Step inside, and you'd swear you were in a luxury lounge, not a family SUV priced around $37,000. The cabin is filled with premium materials, cutting-edge technology, and thoughtful details that you usually only find in vehicles costing $55,000 or more. Soft-touch surfaces, high-quality stitching, and an interior layout that feels more like a Mercedes or BMW than a mainstream SUV. And that's not an exaggeration. Side-by-side comparisons have shown buyers walking away from luxury dealerships and straight into Kia showrooms because the Telluride simply offered more for less. But here's where the Telluride really flexes its muscle, reliability, and value. Luxury SUVs, especially German ones, are notorious for depreciating fast. The Telluride breaks that pattern. In fact, used Tellurides are holding their value so well that buyers often find themselves paying almost as much for a used one as they would for a brand new model. That kind of resale strength is rare, and it speaks volumes about the trust this SUV has earned. And let's not forget about Kia's industry-leading warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain. That's the longest warranty in the industry, and it's a bold statement. It tells buyers, we're so confident in this SUV that we're willing to back it longer than anyone else. Compare that to German luxury brands that give you 4 years, maybe 5, before leaving you on your own with massive repair bills. With Kia, you get a decade of peace of mind. Performance-wise, the Telluride isn't trying to be a sports car, and that's a good thing. Instead, it focuses on what SUV buyers really want: smooth power, comfortable handling, and capability when you need it. It's powered by a 3.8-liter V6 that delivers enough muscle for daily driving, road trips, and towing without feeling overworked. Pair that with a ride quality tuned for comfort, not harsh sportiness, and you get an SUV that feels composed and effortless on the road. Safety? The Telluride nails that, too. It comes with an array of advanced driver assistance features standard, including lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and forward collision avoidance. These aren't locked behind expensive packages or higher trims. Kia made sure even the base models keep you protected. And once again, that's something luxury brands could learn from. Now, here's where it gets interesting: public perception. The Telluride isn't just a car anymore. It's a cultural moment. For years, Kia was overlooked. But the Telluride forced people to rethink what they thought they knew about the brand. Suddenly, it wasn't just good for the price. It was simply good. Families wanted it. Car reviewers praised it. Resale values skyrocketed. And demand was so strong that dealerships couldn't keep them in stock. Think about that for a second: a Kia model with waiting lists. That's how game-changing the Telluride became. Owners consistently highlight the blend of practicality and luxury. You can pack in the kids, the luggage, and the dog, yet still feel like you're driving something refined and stylish. And unlike many SUVs that try to look upscale but fall apart after a few years, the Telluride has proven it can go the distance without the headaches. In short, the Kia Telluride isn't just an SUV. It's a statement. It's proof that luxury and reliability don't have to be opposites. It's proof that value doesn't mean compromise. And it's proof that sometimes the smartest buy on the market comes from the brand nobody expected. So if you're looking for a vehicle that combines luxury-level comfort, long-term reliability, strong resale value, and industry-leading warranty coverage, the Telluride is more than just a smart buy. It's the kind of SUV that makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about cars. The bottom line? The Kia Telluride isn't just competing with the best. In many ways, it's beating them. Toyota Highlander Hybrid, the family SUV that refuses to compromise. When it comes to three-row SUVs, most families face the same frustrating trade-off. You can either get the space you need or the fuel economy you want, but almost never both. Traditionally, buying a big family SUV meant resigning yourself to painful fuel bills, with MPG numbers that look more like pickup trucks than efficient commuters. But then came the Toyota Highlander Hybrid, and suddenly, the rules changed. This SUV doesn't just offer a little improvement. It shattered expectations. Consumer Reports awarded the Highlander Hybrid a perfect 5 out of 5 reliability score, putting it in an elite class that fewer than 2% of all vehicles ever achieve. That's not just rare, that's automotive royalty. When an SUV climbs into that category, you're looking at something that's not only well-built, but engineered to stand the test of time. Let's start with what makes it stand out: efficiency. While other three-row SUVs limp along at 20 mpg, if you're lucky, the Highlander Hybrid delivers a jaw-dropping 36 miles per gallon combined. To put that into perspective, that's better than many compact sedans on the road today. And yet this is a full-fledged, three-row SUV. For the average family, that translates into more than $800 in fuel savings every single year. Multiply that over a decade of ownership, and you're looking at thousands of dollars staying in your pocket instead of vanishing at the pump. But here's the best part. It achieves those numbers without sacrificing space or practicality. Unlike many hybrids that force you to compromise on cargo capacity or performance, the Highlander Hybrid is built for real-world family life. You get room for up to 8 passengers, flexible seating options, and a cabin designed to make long drives feel effortless. Whether it's hauling kids to school, packing up for a cross-country road trip, or simply handling your weekly Costco run, the Highlander Hybrid does it all, while sipping fuel like a compact car. Now, reliability. This is where Toyota has built its empire, and the Highlander Hybrid is one of its crown jewels. Owners routinely report these SUVs lasting 15 years or more, often passing the 250,000-mile mark without major issues. That's not marketing talk. That's real families reporting decades of dependability. It's the kind of vehicle parents proudly hand down to their kids, knowing it still has years of life left in it. And Toyota didn't stop at reliability. They built the Highlander Hybrid to be a vehicle people actually love owning. Consumer Reports also gave it a perfect 5 out of 5 in owner satisfaction. Think about that. Not only does it avoid breakdowns, but people genuinely enjoy driving it. That's huge in a market where so many SUVs feel more like compromises than choices. Inside, Toyota delivers exactly what families need most: comfort and usability. The layout is smart, intuitive, and family-friendly. Controls are simple, screens are responsive, and the seating is designed for long-term comfort. No gimmicks. No fragile tech that breaks after a year. Just the kind of design that quietly works, day after day. And let's not forget resale value. The Highlander Hybrid holds its worth remarkably well. Why? Because demand for reliable, fuel-efficient family SUVs never goes away. Even older models with 6-figure mileage are still highly sought after in the used market. That means when you buy one, you're not just saving money at the gas pump. You're protecting your investment for years to come. But beyond the numbers, there's something else that makes the Highlander Hybrid so special: peace of mind. Families buy SUVs for security, not just physical safety, but financial safety too. When you drive a Highlander Hybrid, you're not constantly worrying about unexpected repair bills. You're not dreading trips to the gas station. Instead, you're confident that your vehicle will quietly, reliably get you and your loved ones where you need to go, today, tomorrow, and 10 years from now. In many ways, the Highlander Hybrid redefines what a family SUV should be. It proves that you don't have to pick between space, reliability, and efficiency. You can have it all in one package. And that's why it's not just another SUV. It's often described by owners as their forever vehicle. A car they don't plan to trade in, because it keeps delivering year after year. The truth is, vehicles like this don't come around often. Most automakers are too busy chasing trends, pushing flashy gimmicks, or maximizing short-term profits. But Toyota built the Highlander Hybrid with a different vision, a vehicle designed for the long run, built on a foundation of trust, value, and resilience. So if you're a family looking for a dependable ride that saves you money, lasts for decades, and keeps everyone comfortable along the way, the Toyota Highlander Hybrid isn't just an option. It's the SUV that proves you really can have everything and never regret it. Acura RDX, the underrated luxury SUV with a secret weapon. Luxury SUVs are everywhere these days. From glossy BMWs to tech-loaded Autos, the market is full of vehicles that promise prestige, power, and comfort. But here's the hidden truth. For every luxury SUV that dazzles in the showroom, there are dozens of owners quietly regretting their purchase just a few years later. Expensive repairs, rapid depreciation, glitchy tech, the headaches pile up fast. And that's where the Acura RDX separates itself from the pack. You see, the RDX is one of those rare vehicles that blends premium luxury features with the kind of bulletproof reliability most luxury SUVs can only dream about. And the reason? It's built on Honda DNA. Let's start with performance. The RDX is powered by a turbocharged 2.0-liter engine, producing a robust 272 horsepower. Now, that might not sound earth-shattering compared to some of the fire-breathing European rivals, but here's the difference. The RDX delivers its power with balance. It's quick and responsive, yet it doesn't sacrifice efficiency, hitting up to 28 miles per gallon on the highway. That's an incredible sweet spot. Sporty enough to keep your drive exciting, efficient enough to keep your fuel bills under control. And unlike many turbo systems in rival SUVs, Acura's setup has proven to be remarkably durable. Remember, this is Honda engineering at its core, the same brand that's known for building engines that last hundreds of thousands of miles without drama. So while some turbocharged luxury crossovers might start racking up repair bills at 60,000 miles, the RDX keeps on running strong. Now let's step inside. The cabin of the RDX is where Acura makes its case loud and clear. Standard. That's the key word here. Standard. While German luxury brands nickel and dime you for every feature, Acura loads the RDX with an impressive list of equipment right out of the gate. We're talking leather seating, a panoramic moonroof, premium audio, and Acura Watch safety technology, all included without forcing you into $10,000 worth of optional packages. And here's something buyers often overlook: safety. Acura equips the RDX with advanced safety features across all trims, not just the top ones. That means lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, all the things that keep you and your family safer on the road. In a market where safety is too often treated like an upgrade, the RDX proves that true luxury means peace of mind comes standard. But let's talk about what really makes the RDX stand apart: long-term ownership. Consumer Reports consistently ranks the RDX high in reliability, and owners back it up with glowing reports of low-stress ownership stretching well beyond a decade. It's not unusual to find RDX with 150,000 miles still running strong, needing little more than basic maintenance. Compare that to rivals with complicated electronics, air suspensions, or fragile drivetrains that can cost thousands to repair, and the RDX suddenly looks like the smartest buy in the luxury SUV world. And then there's depreciation. Most luxury SUVs plummet in value the second you drive them off the lot. It's the dirty secret of the luxury market. Cars that cost $60,000 new are often worth half that within 5 years. But the RDX resists that trend. Thanks to its Honda-backed reputation and strong demand, the RDX holds onto its value significantly better than its peers. So not only do you save money on repairs, but you also protect your investment in the long run. Owners also love the driving experience. The RDX strikes a careful balance between comfort and sportiness. The suspension is tuned to handle corners with confidence, but still smooths out bumps for a refined, enjoyable ride. It feels planted on the highway, agile in the city, and just engaging enough to make you look forward to the drive, something that can't always be said about SUVs. But beyond the numbers, beyond the specs, there's a feeling the RDX gives you that's hard to measure. It's the confidence of knowing your luxury SUV isn't going to become a financial nightmare after the warranty ends. It's the peace of mind of driving something designed with longevity in mind. And it's the satisfaction of realizing you got luxury without the headaches. Think of it this way. If the Lexus RX is the polished, dependable king of luxury SUVs, the Acura RDX is the smart, underrated challenger, the one that quietly outperforms expectations year after year, without the flashy marketing campaigns or sky-high repair costs. In a world where so many luxury vehicles are built to impress in the short term but fall apart in the long run, the RDX is built differently. It's built to stay premium. 10 years down the line, when many other luxury SUVs are racking up horror stories on owner forums, the RDX will still be cruising smoothly, its owners quietly smiling as they pass the gas station or repair shop. So if you want the upscale experience, the performance punch, the comfort, and the reliability, all in one package, the Acura RDX isn't just a smart choice. It's one of the most underrated gems in the entire luxury SUV market. Mazda CX-5, power, precision, and peace of mind in one package. Most compact SUVs ask you to make a choice. Do you want performance, sharp handling, quick acceleration, a little bit of fun behind the wheel? Or do you want reliability and long-term value? Traditionally, you couldn't have both. Performance meant compromise. A turbocharged engine might feel great at first, but it often came with expensive repair bills down the road. Meanwhile, dependable SUVs often felt bland, sluggish, and uninspiring to drive. But then Mazda stepped in with the CX-5 and completely rewrote the rules. This is the SUV that proves you don't have to sacrifice excitement for dependability. The CX-5 blends sporty performance with long-term reliability in a way that few competitors have ever managed. It's why mechanics respect it, owners love it, and Consumer Reports continues to rate it as one of the most reliable compact SUVs on the road. Let's talk about the heart of this SUV. Its available 2.5-liter turbocharged engine. With up to 256 horsepower, the CX-5 delivers more punch than some so-called performance SUVs that cost thousands of dollars more. Step on the gas, and the response is immediate. Passing on the highway? Effortless. Merging into fast-moving traffic? Confident. It's the kind of engine that makes you forget you're driving a family-friendly SUV because it feels so responsive and alive. But here's where Mazda does something brilliant. While other automakers chase performance at the cost of reliability, Mazda builds their engines with simplicity and durability in mind. That turbocharged motor doesn't just deliver excitement. It's engineered to last. Mechanics and owners alike report CX-5s cruising past 200,000 miles with nothing more than basic maintenance. That's rare for a turbo-equipped SUV, and it's one of the biggest reasons the CX-5 stands out. And speaking of maintenance, let's break down the numbers. The average owner spends just $447 a year, keeping their CX-5 in top shape. That's nearly $200 less than the segment average. Over 10 years, that's a savings of nearly $2,000 compared to owning something like a Volkswagen Tiguan or a Ford Escape. And remember, you're saving money without giving up performance or features. Now, let's shift to efficiency. Even with that turbocharged power, the CX-5 still manages to hit up to 31 miles per gallon on the highway. That's the beauty of Mazda's engineering philosophy. They didn't just stuff in a big engine for bragging rights. They built one that delivers real-world power when you need it and efficiency when you want it. It's the best of both worlds, something very few compact SUVs ever achieve. Step inside, and the surprises keep coming. Mazda designed the CX-5's cabin with an attention to detail that feels more like a luxury brand than a mainstream SUV. Premium materials, elegant design lines, and a minimalist layout make it feel upscale without being pretentious. Reviewers often compare the CX-5's interior to entry-level BMWs and Audis, and in some cases, the Mazda feels more refined. Yet the price tag is far lower, and the ownership experience is dramatically less stressful. And here's something drivers love, the way it feels on the road. The CX-5 isn't just about straight-line speed. Its handling is sharp, precise, and genuinely fun. Mazda applied its Jinba Itai philosophy, a Japanese term meaning horse and rider as one, to its SUV lineup, and the result is a vehicle that feels connected to the driver in a way few SUVs do. Turn the wheel, and the response is immediate. Take a curve, and it hugs the road with confidence. It's engaging in a way that makes daily commutes, errands, and even long road trips more enjoyable. Now, let's talk longevity and resale. Because while performance and design are exciting, what really matters is how a vehicle holds up over time. The CX-5 isn't just built to last, it's built to hold its value. Thanks to its strong reputation for reliability and owner satisfaction, the CX-5 depreciates far more slowly than many of its rivals. That means if you decide to sell or trade it down the line, you'll get more of your money back. Another way this SUV quietly saves you thousands over the years. And here's another hidden advantage: simplicity. Unlike many competitors that cram in overly complicated tech, fragile electronic systems, or gimmicky features, Mazda keeps the CX-5 refreshingly straightforward. The infotainment works. The controls make sense. The build quality is solid. It's not trying to overwhelm you with flashy gimmicks. It's giving you a dependable, comfortable, enjoyable ride that won't betray you 5 years down the road. Owners rave about the CX-5 because it feels like the rare SUV that was designed with them in mind. Affordable to buy, inexpensive to maintain, efficient to run, fun to drive, and dependable for the long haul. It's not just transportation. It's a vehicle that adds value to your daily life in ways you only fully appreciate after living with it for years. The truth is, the Mazda CX-5 is quietly one of the most complete SUVs on the market today. It doesn't scream for attention, it doesn't rely on a flashy badge, and it doesn't try to out-tech everyone. Instead, it focuses on the things that matter most: performance, efficiency, reliability, and long-term value. In a world where too many SUVs force you to compromise, the CX-5 proves that you can truly have it all. Muscle when you want it, efficiency when you need it, and durability you can count on for the long run. That's why the CX-5 continues to win over families, commuters, and enthusiasts alike, and why it deserves a spot on this list of the most reliable SUVs you'll never regret buying. Toyota RAV4, the everyday champion that never quits. Some SUVs make headlines for their flashy tech, others for their massive size or luxury price tags. But the Toyota RAV4? It earns its reputation in a different way, by quietly becoming one of the most trusted, best-selling SUVs on the planet. And that's no accident. The RAV4 is one of those rare vehicles that nails the formula of affordability, dependability, and long-term value, making it a top choice for millions of drivers around the world. Let's start with why the RAV4 is such a standout. Consumer Reports and industry analysts consistently praise it as one of the smartest SUV investments you can make. Why? Because while most SUVs lose nearly half their value within 5 years, the RAV4 holds on to a remarkable 61% of its original value. That's not just good, it's exceptional. It means that when you buy a RAV4, you're not watching your hard-earned money evaporate the second you drive off the lot. Instead, you're putting it into an SUV that stays valuable year after year. Now let's talk price. The RAV4 starts at around $28,000. That's an incredibly accessible entry point for a vehicle that delivers so much. You're not breaking the bank up front, and yet you're getting a package that includes Toyota's legendary reliability, great fuel economy, and plenty of versatility for daily life. Compare that to some of its rivals, like the Honda CR-V or Ford Escape, and you'll notice the RAV4 consistently gives you more value for every dollar spent. And here's where it gets even better: fuel efficiency. The RAV4 can hit up to 35 miles per gallon on the highway. For a compact SUV, that's excellent. It means less time and money spent at the gas station and more freedom to enjoy road trips, commutes, or weekend adventures without worrying about costs piling up. And if you go for the hybrid version, you're looking at 41 mpg in the city, numbers that rival compact sedans, but in a vehicle with far more space and versatility. But here's a detail that separates the RAV4 from much of the competition, and it's something many buyers don't think about until it's too late: the timing chain. Most vehicles in this class use timing belts, which need to be replaced every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. That's an expensive, time-consuming repair that can cost you upwards of $1,000. The RAV4, on the other hand, uses a timing chain designed to last the life of the engine. That's one huge maintenance cost you'll never have to worry about. It's a subtle design choice that saves you money and stress in the long run, and it's part of what makes the RAV4 such a smart long-term buy. Step inside, and the RAV4 continues to impress. The interior strikes a perfect balance: functional, comfortable, and modern. It doesn't overwhelm you with gimmicks or flashy tech that will break after a year. Instead, it gives you exactly what you need: intuitive controls, a roomy cabin, and plenty of cargo space. fold down the rear seats, and you've got space for road trip gear, sports equipment, or even a spontaneous IKEA run. Families love it because it just works. Commuters love it because it's easy to live with day after day. And adventurers love it because it's rugged enough to handle dirt roads, trails, and weekend getaways without breaking a sweat. And yes, the RAV4 is rugged. Toyota offers an adventure trim and even a TRD off-road version, giving you all-wheel drive and features designed to handle tougher terrain. While it's not a hardcore off-roader like a Jeep Wrangler, it strikes a fantastic balance for buyers who want one vehicle that can do it all. City commuting during the week, family trips on the weekend, and outdoor adventures in between. But the biggest reason people keep coming back to the RAV4 is simple: peace of mind. Owners know it's going to start every morning. They know it's not going to nickel and dime them with endless repairs. They know it's going to last well over 200,000 miles if they take care of it. And that kind of confidence is worth more than any flashy feature or marketing slogan. Let's also talk about resale reputation. Used car buyers love the RAV4. That strong resale value isn't just because it's a Toyota, it's because it has a track record. Families trade them in after a decade, and the next buyer happily drives it for another decade. It's a cycle that keeps demand high and depreciation low. And for you, that means you're driving an SUV that's as close as it gets to an investment in the automotive world. Think about it this way. The RAV4 is like that friend who never lets you down. It's not the flashiest, it's not the loudest, but when you need reliability, dependability, and value, it's always there. That's why so many RAV4 owners end up buying another one when it's finally time to replace their old one. It's not just an SUV, it's a relationship built on trust. And in today's market, where so many vehicles are over-designed, overpriced, and overcomplicated, the RAV4's simple, reliable formula feels refreshing. It doesn't pretend to be something it's not. Instead, it focuses on being the perfect daily SUV, affordable, efficient, long-lasting, and versatile enough to fit almost any lifestyle. So whether you're a commuter looking for low-cost reliability, a family needing space and safety, or just someone who wants a vehicle that works as hard as you do, the Toyota RAV4 is a no-brainer. It's one of the smartest purchases you can make, and it's the reason it's consistently one of the best-selling SUVs in America year after year. The RAV4 proves that sometimes the most valuable things aren't flashy or complicated. They're simply reliable. And in the world of SUVs, that's priceless. Honda CR-V, the SUV that defined reliability. If there's one SUV on this list that absolutely earned its reputation, it's the Honda CR-V. For decades, it's been the gold standard in the compact SUV world, the safe choice, the smart choice, the buy it and forget about it choice. And now, in 2025, it still sits at the top of the reliability mountain. Let's start with the jaw-dropping stat that blew even Consumer Reports away. The average Honda CR-V owner spends just $47 a year on maintenance. That's not a typo. That's not marketing fluff. That's real data from thousands of owners. To put it in perspective, most SUVs cost anywhere from $400 to $800 a year in upkeep. With the CR-V, you're literally spending less to maintain your entire SUV than many people spend on coffee each month. So how does Honda pull this off? It comes down to smart, simple engineering. The CR-V isn't weighed down with fragile air suspensions, overly complicated electronics, or turbo setups that push engines to their breaking point. Instead, it's designed with durability first. Fewer failure points, components that are easy to service, and systems that just work. Mechanics love the CR-V because it's straightforward to maintain. Owners love it because they rarely need to visit a mechanic in the first place. And this isn't just about saving money on repairs, it's about longevity. Talk to any Honda CR-V owner, and you'll hear the same story. I've had mine for over 10 years, and it's still going strong. These vehicles regularly sail past 200,000 miles, many even reaching 250,000 or 300,000 without breaking a sweat. It's the kind of SUV you buy once and keep for decades, passing it from parent to child, confident that it still has years of life left in it. But here's the kicker. Even after all those miles, the CR-V still holds its value. In fact, it retains between 62% and 70% of its worth after 5 years, which is practically unheard of outside of Toyota's lineup. That means even if you decide to trade it in, you're getting more money back than almost any other SUV on the market. It's not just a car, it's an asset that resists depreciation. Now, let's look at fuel economy. The CR-V has always been efficient, but the latest models push that even further. You're looking at up to 34 miles per gallon on the highway for the standard version, and the hybrid CR-V delivers an incredible 40 mpg in the city. For a family SUV, those numbers are game-changing. They put real money back in your pocket month after month, year after year. Step inside, and the CR-V continues its theme of practicality done right. The cabin is spacious and versatile, offering more than enough room for passengers and cargo alike. The rear seats fold flat for easy hauling. The controls are intuitive and user-friendly, and the layout avoids unnecessary complexity. It's not trying to impress you with overstyled gimmicks. It's built to make your life easier. And let's not forget safety. The CR-V comes standard with Honda Sensing, a suite of driver assistance features that includes lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, and more. Just like Subaru and Acura, Honda doesn't hide life-saving technology behind expensive trims. Whether you're in the base model or the higher trims, your family is protected. That's peace of mind you can't put a price on. But here's where the CR-V stands apart from every other SUV on this list: trust. Over the years, it's become a household name not because it's the flashiest or the fastest, but because it delivers on its promise every single time. Families trust it. First-time buyers trust it. Retirees trust it. When people ask, what SUV should I buy if I don't want to worry about anything? The answer more often than not is, get a CR-V. And that's the key. The CR-V isn't about excitement, though it's plenty comfortable and responsive to drive. It's about confidence. Confidence that when you turn the key, it'll start. Confidence that you won't be blindsided by surprise repair bills. Confidence that 10 years from now, it'll still be running just as smoothly as it did on day one. It's also about value stacking. Low maintenance, excellent resale, great fuel economy, strong safety, longevity that stretches well past 200,000 miles. One by one, these advantages add up to something most SUVs can't offer: a truly hassle-free ownership experience. At the end of the day, that's why the CR-V takes the top spot. Not because it's the flashiest, not because it's the most luxurious, but because it's the one SUV you can buy with absolute certainty that you'll never regret it. And in a world where 75% of SUV buyers admit they regret their purchase within 2 years, that makes the Honda CR-V a unicorn. The Honda CR-V is proof that sometimes the smartest choice isn't the loudest or most glamorous one. It's the SUV that shows real strength comes from consistency, reliability, and trust. And that's why it remains one of the most reliable, most beloved, and most regret-proof SUVs you can buy, not just in 2025, but in automotive history. Toyota 4Runner, the last of the old-school legends. In a world where SUVs are becoming more like oversized cars, sleek, stylish, and packed with fragile tech, there's one vehicle that refuses to play by those rules. A vehicle that has held on to its roots, staying true to what an SUV used to be: tough, durable, capable, and above all else, reliable enough to survive anything you throw at it. That vehicle is the Toyota 4Runner. Now, let's be honest. The 4Runner is not about flash. It doesn't chase cutting-edge aerodynamics or record-breaking fuel economy. It's not built to dominate Instagram feeds or to look fancy in the valet line. The 4Runner is built with one purpose in mind: to outlast everything else on the road. And in 2025, it remains one of the last SUVs that can truly claim legend status. Built like a tank. Unlike most modern SUVs that use a unibody design, essentially built like a car, the 4Runner sticks with body-on-frame construction. This is the same architecture used in full-size pickup trucks. And the difference is huge. While unibody SUVs are fine for commutes and the occasional weekend trip, a body-on-frame SUV is designed to take a beating. It can tow more, it can handle rougher terrain, and it can keep going long after others fall apart. That's why the 4Runner has become a favorite for off-road enthusiasts, adventurers, and families who need a vehicle that's not afraid to get dirty. Whether it's mud, snow, rocky trails, or desert heat, the 4Runner doesn't just survive, it thrives. Reliability that borders on ridiculous. Here's the stat that blows people away. The 4Runner is one of the vehicles most likely to reach 300,000 miles. Think about that. That's not just long-lasting. That's nearly unheard of in today's automotive world. While many SUVs start racking up costly repairs after 100,000 miles, the 4Runner is just hitting its stride. Mechanics often joke about the 4Runner being boring, not because it isn't impressive, but because it almost never needs major work. Change the oil, keep up with the basics, and it just keeps running. It's a vehicle designed with simplicity and durability at its core. No fragile electronics waiting to fail. No turbocharged engines pushing themselves to the limit. Just solid, time-tested components built for the long run. Fuel economy versus durability. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, fuel economy. The 4Runner is not winning any awards here. With around 19 miles per gallon combined, it's nowhere near the efficiency of something like the Toyota Highlander Hybrid or even the RAV4. But here's the thing. Nobody buys a 4Runner for gas mileage. They buy it because they know that when other SUVs break, this one will still be on the road. They buy it because when you need a vehicle that can tow, climb, or crawl its way out of anything, the 4Runner is one of the few left that can actually do it. And here's the secret. Because the 4Runner lasts so long, the extra money you spend on fuel often balances out when you realize you're not spending thousands on repairs or replacing your SUV every few years. What you lose at the pump, you gain in decades of dependability. A cabin that's simple and honest. Step inside the 4Runner, and you won't be greeted with ultra-futuristic screens or fragile tech. Instead, you get a cabin that's straightforward, rugged, and built to last. The buttons are big, the controls are intuitive, and the materials are designed to handle dirt, wear, and time. It's the kind of interior that feels less like a gadget showcase and more like a tool, functional, practical, and dependable. And that's a huge advantage in the long run. While other SUVs age poorly as their fancy electronics glitch and fail, the 4Runner's cabin holds up because it was designed with longevity, not trends, in mind. Resale value that defies logic. If you really want proof of the 4Runner's reputation, just look at the used car market. While most SUVs lose value fast, dropping 40, 50, even 60% of their worth within 5 years, the 4Runner defies gravity. Used models, even with 100,000 miles or more, still sell for shockingly high prices. In fact, it's not uncommon to see a 5-year-old 4Runner selling for nearly as much as a brand new one. Why? Because buyers know what they're getting. They know the 4Runner will last another decade, maybe 2. They know it's one of the few SUVs on Earth that can handle both city life and rugged adventure without breaking down. And they're willing to pay for that kind of peace of mind. The emotional factor. But there's also something emotional about owning a 4Runner. It represents freedom. The freedom to go places most vehicles can't. The freedom to trust your car when you're miles from civilization. The freedom to know that your SUV isn't just another throwaway product, but a machine built to endure. Owners often talk about their 4Runners as if they're part of the family. And it makes sense. When a vehicle sticks with you for 15 or 20 years, through every move, every trip, every major life event, it stops being just a car. It becomes a constant, something you rely on, something you trust, something you know will always be there. The verdict. The Toyota 4Runner is not perfect, and that's exactly why it's perfect for so many people. It doesn't try to be trendy. It doesn't try to win every comparison chart. Instead, it focuses on the one thing that matters most, being there when you need it, year after year, decade after decade. So while it may not sip fuel like the Highlander Hybrid or pack luxury like the Lexus RX, the 4Runner earns its spot on this list because it offers something no other SUV can match: the confidence that it will still be running strong long after others have been scrapped. In an era of over-engineered SUVs designed for short-term appeal, the Toyota 4Runner stands as a reminder of what durability, simplicity, and true reliability really look like. And that makes it one of the smartest and most regret-proof SUV choices you can make. Conclusion: the SUVs you'll never regret owning. When you step back and look at the SUV market, it can feel overwhelming. Shiny ads, bold promises, endless choices. And yet, the reality is sobering. Nearly 3 out of 4 SUV buyers admit they end up regretting their purchase within just 2 years. That's thousands of dollars wasted, time lost at repair shops, and frustration that could have been avoided. But here's the silver lining. You don't have to be part of that 75%. The 9 SUVs we've just covered: the Subaru Forester, Honda Passport, Lexus RX, Kia Telluride, Toyota Highlander Hybrid, Acura RDX, Mazda CX-5, Toyota RAV4, and Honda CR-V, are living proof that smart choices still exist. What do they all have in common? They're not built to impress you for a moment. They're built to last a lifetime. The Subaru Forester gives you confidence in any weather, blending all-wheel drive with sedan-like fuel economy. The Honda Passport strips away gimmicks and leaves you with muscle, space, and durability that lasts decades. The Lexus RX proves luxury doesn't have to come with headaches, delivering peace of mind wrapped in elegance. The Kia Telluride shattered expectations, redefining what value and prestige can mean in one SUV. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid saves families thousands while lasting longer than almost anything else on the road. The Acura RDX shows that underrated luxury is sometimes the smartest luxury, offering premium features without the pain. The Mazda CX-5 redefines performance in the compact class, proving power and dependability can coexist. The Toyota RAV4 is the everyday warrior, practical, efficient, and an investment that pays you back. And finally, the Honda CR-V stands as the champion, the SUV that quietly outlasts them all while costing almost nothing to keep running. Together, these SUVs represent something rare in the auto world: vehicles you'll never regret buying. They save you money, they keep you safe, and they deliver on the promise of reliability year after year. They're the antidote to buyer's remorse. And let's be honest, when it comes to your car, regret is expensive. Regret is that sinking feeling when the check engine light comes on. Regret is spending $2,000 on a repair you didn't see coming. Regret is watching your SUV lose half its value in just a few years. These 9 SUVs, they don't come with regret. They come with confidence. But beyond the numbers, the fuel savings, the resale value, the low maintenance costs, there's something more important at play here: peace of mind. When you buy one of these SUVs, you're buying freedom from worry. Freedom from second-guessing your decision. Freedom to simply enjoy the drive, knowing your vehicle won't betray you. That's why Consumer Reports, mechanics, and real-world owners all say the same thing. If you want reliability, if you want value, if you want an SUV you'll still be proud of 10 years from now, these are the models you should focus on. And here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Cars come and go, trends rise and fall, but reliability never goes out of style. In fact, in a world of overcomplicated, overpriced vehicles, it might be the single most valuable trait of all. So, if you're shopping for an SUV in 2025, let this list be your guide. Don't fall for the flashy gimmicks. Don't buy into the marketing hype. Choose the SUV that will be there for you when it matters most. Choose the SUV that won't just get you from point A to B, but will keep doing it for hundreds of thousands of miles without complaint. Because at the end of the day, a car is more than a purchase, it's a partner in your daily life. And these 9 SUVs? They're the partners you'll never regret choosing.